So listen, a lot of parents feel really awkward talking about this, but I decided there needs to be a conversation around it. Many parents don't really even think about it until something has happened, or they're like, I should have talked about this, but maybe now it's too late, right? Well, what is this conversation? For those of you that don't know me, my name is Lucretia, and I protect families from out-of-pocket costs and other expenses for a funeral. This is also known as life insurance. However, I like to focus on how to educate families with insurance, not just focus on what I sell. So one of the biggest conversations that get overlooked is the conversation about who their beneficiary is. So I want to discuss with you 4 questions you need to ask yourself when choosing a beneficiary. So the first thing that you really need to consider, if you've got 4 kids, all 4 kids do not have to be the beneficiary. Let me explain. There is a certain responsibility that comes with being a beneficiary, the biggest one being a financial gain. So if you've got this $50,000 policy and it's all going to one person, the first question you want to ask, does this person know how to manage money? And how you know if they manage money is you look at their everyday spending. Like, are they always borrowing money? Are they always a day late and a dollar short? Are they always doing what they want with money? Have you ever tried to have them go to the store and you were very specific about what you asked for and they didn't give you your change back? I'm not even joking. That's an indication they're not the greatest with money. I don't care if it's 2 cents. I always offer people their money back, okay? So the first thing you need to ask yourself, are they good with their finances? The second thing you want to ask yourself, how do they handle stress under pressure? When somebody passes away, there's a lot of stress to get things done quickly, okay? And so you're going to have maybe 50 people literally calling you at one time trying to figure out, where's the body? Where does it go? How do we do this? Do they want a cremation or do they want this? What kind of repast are they going to have? What kind of food do they want to have served? Like, you're going to have everybody calling you at one time trying to figure out, how do we get this done in an efficient type of way? And if a person does not do well with stress, and you really need to think about that, being a beneficiary is not necessarily ideal, because it can literally cause a person to shut down and to do absolutely nothing. So don't feel bad if you say, I don't think this is a good fit for so-and-so to have as a beneficiary. You're looking out for the best interest. The third question that you want to ask, do they honor your wishes? Have you ever had a conversation with them and said, hey, whenever I pass, I want to have this done? And they've always said, oh, I'm not going to do that. Or I think we should do it this way. Or have they always been that way and they don't necessarily honor everything that you've asked to the letter? They get close, but not quite. That is an indication that they may not be a good fit to have as a beneficiary. Because if you say, and I've actually heard this, I want to be cremated and I want my ashes to be going up with fireworks, in their mind, I'm not doing that because I think it's silly. Well, when it comes to somebody's wishes, it's not about what they want. It's about what you ask them to do and that they honor those wishes. Okay? This is a very important question. This is a very important conversation. And I wish to God that I had had this conversation with my family. And that is why I'm bringing it up as a topic. Because when you have a beneficiary, it's not just about saying, oh, I love my kids and I think they all should deserve this. And in some cases they may. But if you have people that are not responsible and they don't handle certain things well, do not do that to them. The fourth question you want to ask yourself, can I talk to them? Will they understand why I'm having them do this? And if they don't get it, or if they're having a hard time saying that I can do that, they are not a good fit for that role. And it's going to put a lot of stress on other family members and your family in general. They either will argue with your family a lot, they will either say, I'm going to keep the money for myself, or they will duck and run. This has been a thing, okay? And you would think in that kind of situation it wouldn't happen, but it does. So P.S., if they're not good with money, a pre-plan is the way to go. That means you have it all situated. You can do a prepay or you can just write your wishes down. If you can't find anybody to be a good beneficiary, do a pre-plan, and that makes sure that everything that's important to you will be honored by the funeral home, and it makes it where it's hands off for your kids. So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Lucretia, and I protect families from out-of-pocket costs and other expenses for a funeral. Parents, have this conversation with your kids to make sure they understand what you want to have done with your life insurance. And if you don't have any, today is the day to get it done. I'll see you in my next video.